Hello, my name is Vicky and I'm a member of All Nations Christian Centre, and this is my thought of the week. In my last thought for the week, I talked about how in the chaos, that's when, if we are still, as Mary Magdalene was, that's when we give Jesus space to come to us, to guide us, to help us and to steady us. And I gave some other examples in the Bible about other times when people have been still. And I realised that I didn't mention Mary and Martha, and how Mary had been the one who was still and really just spent time with Jesus. And it's sort of been weighing on my mind, really, thinking, why didn't I mention Mary? Because that's the perfect example, isn't it, of somebody who just seeks Jesus. And I looked at the passage again. You can find it in Luke 10, just at the end of Luke 10. And I read it again, and something struck me. It said, so when Martha has been busy preparing and doing lots of things, awaiting, for Jesus to arrive, and she's complained to Jesus and said, Mary's not helping at all. Jesus says to her, Martha, Martha, you are worried and upset about many things, but only one thing is needed. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her. And it struck me that Jesus doesn't actually tell Martha that what she's doing is wrong. He doesn't rebuke her for being busy. He doesn't rebuke her for, wanting to show her acknowledgement of Jesus's value and his worth and his importance. He does mention that actually when he's there, we should take note of him and be still with him, but he doesn't rebuke her for being busy for him. And I started to think about other times in the Bible, actually, where actually it mentions being busy. And in actual fact, one of the ones that I was drawn to is at the end of Matthew, when Jesus ultimately gives the big command to be busy. He says, therefore go and make disciples of all nations. He doesn't say, therefore sit still and they'll come to you. He says, go, be on the move. Go and find them. Go and tell them. Be busy for me. And then again in Matthew, perhaps as a kind of forewarning, if you like, before he's given the Great Commission, Jesus had said to his disciples when they were going through the towns and the villages, and it says in Matthew 9, verse 36, when he saw the crowds, he had compassion on them because they were harassed and helpless like sheep without a shepherd. Then he said to his disciples, the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Ask the Lord of the harvest, therefore, to send out workers into his harvest field. And there we have again, to send out workers. Another reference to being busy for God, being busy in the right areas. So if we come back to Mary and Martha, I think perhaps it was right that the Mary and Martha wasn't mentioned in my last thought for the week, because that was about being still. And whilst Mary did the right thing, it's important that Martha was doing the right thing as well. It's just that perhaps she didn't know when to stop moving and being busy and when to be still. And really it seems that Jesus is suggesting that we do need to find that right balance. There is a time to be still and to listen to Jesus, but that's not all we're asked to do. The Bible makes it clear that there is work for us to be doing. We are to be used by God. And yes, we do have to be listening to heed that direction and to be guided as to how to be busy, when to be busy, and what to be busy with. But the Bible does tell us that we are to be busy. The harvest is plenty, but the workers are few. So yes, we can be Mary and we can have times when we sit and we listen to Jesus. But it's important that we don't become fearful of being Martha, that we don't become, unwilling to put that work in and be unwilling to do the work that is asked of us. So a challenge for you for this week is to think about what takes up your time. What are the things that you are busy for? Is there a time when perhaps you were busy sitting with Jesus and you missed that prompting, you missed that little nudge to say, right, now go, get to it. So that's my challenge this week, is really finding that balance. Are we spending that time with Jesus? Yes, that's important. But what are we busy for? And are we busy at the right times for the right things?